joined by the original yellow bone. That is, of course, David Kekana. And Ramecha today, hey?
I have to say that I have to thank you first for coming.
Thank you.
And of course, for mothers all over South Africa.
Yes.
And secondly, for Moroka Swallows. You know, I've asked everybody today to say we're doing Operation Moroka Swallows. They must stay in the first division. And so for that, we're wearing this color.
I think Banyasa Lusufu would be very happy to hear that wherever he is.
Maswai.
Yes.
We're throwing you back to the late David Kekana, our colleague, our friend, our stalwart on Sport at 10 at the SABC in every single department of SABC Sport. He was absolutely tremendous. A man of vision, a man of ethic, a man of courage, just so many things. And also, a swai.
Pity, you know, that after all the efforts that Panyaza and this team have put through, the MEC for Education in Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, in trying to breathe life back into Moroka Swallows. He's done enough to make sure that there is wind beneath their sails, get them to a point where they've taken over the status of Maccabi and they are in the NFD. Unfortunately, our brother, our friend, our colleague David did not live long enough to see them maybe fight their way back to the PSL. But if there's anything, that Swallows, these new Swallows, have just found themselves a very good engine.
Now, before we get there, Shampunaza, you're sitting on the bench with the original Banyana. We're going to speak to you. It's coming very, very shortly. However, in the many years, 4 or 5 years that we worked with BBK every single week on Sport at 10, did you ever see him without the hat on?
Thanks to David, we are seeing things.
Yeah?
David, he has the power even beyond this life to make things.
Like...
Can guess them and then I realized, okay, no. Give BBK.
And you know the thing is...
School is after school.
Let me share that you doing that to honor David Kekana.
You know, the very...
But no, just say yes or no.
Yes, okay, very much so.
Let me tell you that this BBK here, many bosses at the SABC have tried to say, BBK, take that hat off, please.
Yeah.
Please try. Please try. BBK, take that. And he said, I'd rather quit than take the hat off. Even for 1 minute on air. So this is historic.
In fact, you asked before I got here at the SABC and worked with you guys and everybody else, I had met David many years. When I first came to Johannesburg to work for the Sunday Times, David had been there before me. David had worked for Soccer News magazine. I don't know if you still remember that. There was a newspaper that was formed by the owners of the Sunday Times called Sport Day. The very first and last newspaper that was a sport paper from front to back in South Africa. David became a part of that. David is not somebody who was just a colleague. We grew together, we were young, we started up together. It came to a point where his family was my family. I may not have set a foot at David's house. He may not have set a foot at my house, my mother's house as well. But I knew David's mother through David, and he knew my mother through me because we both are mama's boys. You know, we have such love and affection for our mothers and our children. And I think that when I heard from Andy that David was in hospital, I got a call from Themba Mchiago, the producer of Soccer Zone, and when what he described for me, I could not gather the strength to go and see David. On the day that I did, I went with Fabian McCarthy. We could not go see David because the doctors had said no more visitors for him. So when this happens, it's not just a loss of a colleague or anything. It feels like a part of me is gone, but I'm not claiming him. I'm just celebrating the close to 24 years of my life that I got to share with David and feel privileged about it.
Yeah, I mean, my first encounter with David Kekana, if you want to go back, was like 490, 99, when I was still working at the other broadcaster in Randburg.
And by the way, you also worked there.
That's why I worked with him. However, Dugu was scared of the left foot of David Kekana. I left him.
However, may his soul rest in peace to me. Bengicala ukubona i-journalist or analyst coach na ngoba thina noma khuluma nawe sayidini sekacoachile manje ukutshela ukuthi kufunekani ethimini so that's how opinionated he was.
You're wearing the MTN8 colors, so let's throw to the MTN8 semi-finals that are coming up. This weekend it begins. Sundown Supersport, Highlands Park up against Polokwane City. We're all part of the conversation. So we're all part of this. Tugu, let's start with you though. Which team is going to take the advantage in the weekend games when it comes to Sundowns and SuperSport?
Between Sundowns and SuperSport, I'll go for SuperSport.
Yeah?
I'll go for SuperSport.
Kanjani?
Banokuningi plating labo to mi labantu laba ziningi lezi zinto lezi. So SuperSport focus I think MTN 8 okwamanje the league, so I'll go for SuperSport.
And also, you know, BBK, when you look at SuperSport United, they've come so close the last couple of seasons with the MTN 8, right? They've been in the final in the last 2 years.
Sure, you will think that they love the Nedbank Cup more than any other cup because that is the one they do so well. But the MTN 8, when you look back to the game that Sundowns and SuperSport played, you really feel that SuperSport are going to have a...
Yebo, and even the last game yabo Celtic la Sundowns win khona turnover nje maqeda Celtic maqeda ukora, it looked like Celtic was going to take it.
And then
Sundowns I win, mind you. I win MTN 8. I win MTN 8.
That could be the motivation for Peter then, that he won it as SAA 8 back in the day at SuperSports, but now with Sundowns, it could be the thing that this is just a small piece that is missing from his puzzle. It could be motivating him.
Yeah, it could be.
Meaning he can eliminate SuperSport.
No, Maru Cabo,
could be.
Yeah, I mean, I Sundowns is pull through because njengoba usho wena uthi Sundowns akaze yayawina. Phela for bona maybe they want it more than SuperSport. And yazi ukuthi Pretoria Derby bayazi nabo.
Baphethe striker man. Baphethe striker.
Yeah.
Skogila baphethe uKhrobla. Baphethe uKhrobla yashisa.
I thought you were talking about the strike.
No, Kabuza.
I'm Kabuza here.
Mara wahlekwa ke manje masikhuluma ngoKabuza. Wahlekwa.
Because Kabuza ke re ko pirate ne bamtshe ba fetsa ba mregisa now ke na kwale wadlala go regile dilo ko online ke lo reka diteki tsa Jordan online ya kena mo akra Jordan anzibela that's Kabuza kwale ne ba ro papu ke na kwa washisa
Then guys Highlands Park iphethe le long throw man.
Hey,
we want a long throw yaga Ryan Ray.
Yaga Ryan Ray ngiyibonile.
Awushana ama club. Iphulukwani lona.
Hey,
unenyawo ezandleni la muntu. Ukhathela nezandla.
Yeah, in Highlands Park, Balambeli Cup, Tommy, so now when they can pull through.
When are you picking everybody that no one else is picking?
Yeah.
Because you've gone for SuperSport and you've gone for MTN, Highlands Park. When Polokwane City finished higher than them on the log last season in the MTN.
MTN win ila team la ngawabhekanga. Wonke la team ngawabhekanga yiwo agcina sewa.
Okay, so are you telling me your final is SuperSport United versus Highlands Park?
That's my final.
BBK.
It will be interesting.
Speak
for yourself. Now, the last time Utakama had the taste of his silverware was way back in the day when he was coaching Silver Stars, not even Platinum Stars, when they won the Coca-Cola Cup. I think what you look at Takama and how he did with Highlands Park in his maiden season last season, those 10, 12 throws, it killed them. That Makulong is becoming a bit of a slaughterhouse. And if you checked in the first round of this current MTN 8, what Josephine Joseph is talking about here, the teams that were unfancied, the underdogs are the ones that went through, maybe with the exception of Sundowns, which you may call an underdog if you calculate the fact that they haven't won the MTN 8 in its current form.
It's time for the bell of truth. This is the bell that extracts the truth. You have to tell the truth when I ring this bell. Dugu. Who lifts the trophy?
SuperSport.
United.
Vice captain of Banyana. Who lifts the trophy?
Sundowns the way idlala ngakhona. Ngibona ukuthi yiyo ezothatha le trophy.
Cabo.
Obvious. Mamelodi play to why?
Figile.
Sundowns.
Hi.
Sundowns.
And then last but not least,
Angimanamadugu SuperSport United.
Serious.
mara ngithi siyazi mara ukuthi uyikhosi vele mara so
Lana sikhuluma ngebhola Thomas asifavor. La sikhuluma ngebhola. I've watched SuperSport played. So mina ngikhuluma ngebhola angisifavor. Noma bekuyiChiefs bedlalwana SuperSport idlala into yabe ngizokutshela ukuthi ya kuSuperSport. I'm talking football there. Angifavor.
Dugu, before we go, as a former professional footballer yourself, we saw this weekend the beginning of the National Football League for Women, SAFA bringing that out. How important do you think that is?
I think it's long overdue to me ngoba hlale khulunywa ngayo so namanje njengoba seyiqalile indaba ukuthi akuna basazama uku-advertise akunama-fans nini. I think we need to, they
it's a
need to
great
speed
step.
up. It's a great step ngoba njengoba sibona abokhabo
Original.
The original banyana badlalile lapho where everything was nje overlooked. So khona manje I'm happy ukuthi iqalile i-professional league yamantombazana.
There you go. Originals. Siyeza manje. Siyeza. Original Banyana. It's Women's Month coming to an end, and we could not do it better than having the very first members of Banyana back in 1993 share some of their stories on the journey that has led to what happened this last weekend with the SAFA National Women's League coming into existence. One league, one top division for women footballers around the country to play against each other. That day has come, but it started with these women that we've got in the studio today.